Lynette Oxley here for Tax Shack TV. With me is Paul from Ghana, South Africa. For our last insert for this year, we'll be back that first week, Friday in January. Welcome, Paul.
Welcome. Well, thank you all for viewing.
Yes,
to all the
he
viewers.
does have a Christmas hat on.
And I have the other office dog here. This is violence, because everyone needs a little violence in their life. This is my little violence, my little Staffy. Anyway, okay, yeah, hi guys. So this is going to be pretty light. I'd like to sum up. This has been a hell of a year. Worse than last year by far. I think it's the culmination of everything that started off last year. The lack of, or the unemployment, the economy crashing, etc., etc. I think this year we're suffering from that hangover. And we probably are going to for the next couple of months, even though it seems, it's possible, that COVID might be dead and gone. The Omicron variant seems to have completely rewritten the books. It's despite Bill Gates and everybody supposing that this is ominous and horrible, and they're cancelling their Christmas plans. I think it's the best thing that could have happened to us, honestly. It's easily transmissible and virtually harmless. I think last week in the United States they were starting to suffer from, or starting to experience the Omicron surge, and no deaths. Not one single death is attributed to Omicron. So if it can become that, the thing that gets into the herd and immunizes us against the broad COVID family, fantastic. It may not be, we don't know. But at this stage, it's looking pretty good.
Just noticed
sorry, the Rottweiler's just noticed the pom-pom on my hat. Okay, so anyway, what was I trying to say? So I think that what we've seen in firearm ownership this year has been interesting as well, and it seems as if the portfolio committee at least has started to listen to us and has started to recognize that this amendment bill is a lot of crap, and they're prepared to actually just take a stand at long last. We need a champion. We need people that are prepared to go into battle for us. And it seems that might be a trend. I'm always looking for trends and for...
You're an absolute optimist. You've always been an optimist.
I've got to be, otherwise I wouldn't still be in South Africa, would I? I certainly wouldn't be fighting for gun rights in South Africa if I wasn't an optimist. Okay, so if we look at the parallel with the COVID disaster and the lockdowns and blah, blah, blah. Last week we saw a Ministerial Advisory Committee memo that went out to the Health Minister and said, according to them, a whole bunch of things haven't worked. And one of the things that hasn't worked is isolation hasn't worked, and contact tracing hasn't worked. So contact tracing is that when you go into a building and you have to fill in your name and address at the reception, and they take your temperature and blah blah blah, so they can contact you afterwards. They can trace you and contact you in case somebody in that group proves to have been positive. So they've now determined that contact tracing is absolutely worthless. It's rubbish. They've chucked it out, or they've recommended to the minister that it be chucked out. And as true as God, this morning, in an act of reaction to real science, such as I've never seen before in South Africa, to be honest, we see the health ministry coming out and saying, okay, they've taken this ministerial advisory committee advice to heart. With immediate effect, they're scrapping contact tracing and they're scrapping isolation because it doesn't work. That's listening to the science. That's a giant leap forward in terms of listening to the science, as opposed to pushing a political narrative. If we look at that, if we can transpose that onto the firearms debate, if there can be, sorry, the Rottweiler's lapping up water.
Staffy's painting. So yeah.
So sorry, you. This is this office. You have to live with this. So if we can transpose that onto the firearms debate, and we can see maybe the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee is starting to show those kinds of signs as well. Can we not see that listening to the science, and the science is all on our side in the firearms debate, listening to the science might actually be a very good thing. If the government can start reacting to the science and to the will of the people, hey, you know what, guys, the sky's the limit. If they can start developing a habit of being rational and thinking as opposed to pushing political agendas and narratives, maybe we've got a chance. So look, this is the season of hope.
Yeah.
The Christmas season is the season of hope and goodwill, and that's our hope. That's our hope. Yeah.
So yeah, I just want to, from GOSA Girls on Fire, I want to wish everybody a fantastic year. May all of your licenses come through, your competencies come through, and also for Tax Shack Tactical TV, we're going to have some very interesting stuff next year. We started a program which we're going to call Profilers Dialogues with Gerard Labaskachny. We're going to have a whole series of programs on serial rape, on Muti murders, and all kinds of other stuff next year, which is quite exciting. Last message from GOSA, Ghana in South Africa.
Yeah, so guys, we've got a lot of court cases coming up. We've got the big court case coming up in the beginning of February. We need to fund that, guys. Please.
So if you have some spare cash, please help.
If there's something in the Christmas stocking for us, we really would appreciate it. I hate begging all the time, but you know, when you're member funded, that's unfortunately your lot in life. Guys, have a great break over Christmas and over New Year, and we'll be back.
First week in January.
Yeah, the office, the
Friday.
GOSA's office is closes today for next week. We'll obviously all be available still on the emergency number, but then from the 3rd of January, we're back in full force.
Thank you very much. Have a fantastic period of rest. Cheers for now.
Bye.